Live from the Acres Broadcast Center inside East Stadium, this is the Husker Athletic Director Show with Trev Alberts.
Harburg under center, Fleeks is the deep back. Wide receivers left and right, turn. Back to throw, a play action look. Harburg going to take a shot downfield, has a man wide open. Malachi Coleman makes the catch. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Cats outside center, Nebraska. Payton Norris, kaboom! Oh, waking babies all over Evanston. Wow, emphatic.
Now back to the near side comes A.J. Henning. Sullivan gets the snap, back to throw, pumps, gets rushed, gets hit, throws down. Then a sack. Pulled down again by Nash, his second sack of the game, all the way back at the 30-yard line.
Could this be the match? And here's the call. Net violation return. Nebraska defeats Wisconsin. They did it. Call the grandkids. Nebraska takes down mighty Wisconsin. A second Deuce game, and they love it in Lincoln.
Here is your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. It's our monthly sit-down with Nebraska Athletic Director Trev Alberts. So glad to have him here for the next 60 minutes. If you want to be a part of it, 402-413-2400. You can call. You can fire off a text. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, you can certainly fire off a question in that chat. We'll pass those along to Trev, who, by the way, came floating through the door. I think he's on cloud nine. What a great weekend, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, I had a chance to talk to a few donors and university staff and our coaches, and, you know, we were all kind of talking about it's been a long time since we had a weekend like that. Yeah. That level of excitement and, you know, just so proud of our coaches and student athletes and then all of the people behind the scenes. You know, I don't think the average person probably understands the Herculean effort it is. You know, you're putting on a football game like that, and then you're going to rush down to the Devaney Center and try to put on that type of an environment. Really a special weekend and good momentum, and now we got to keep it going.
Even the Yellow Coat volunteers, a lot of them did both games Saturday for you as well.
It was a long day, and again, that's the kind of commitment and support that we get. Fans that were leaving the football stadium trying to find their way down to the Devaney Center, and so that kind of support, man, we feel it. The fans, our staff, everybody pulling together, working together. That's when Nebraska's at its best. You know, when we have a unity of purpose and everybody's fighting for the end, we got a chance to do special things, and that happened this last weekend. It was really remarkable.
Football knocks off Northwestern then that night, number 1 versus number 2. That's special regardless of the sport to get two of the best teams in the country. And my goodness, did that match live up to that. It was a tremendous athletic match.
Yeah, it really was. You know, at the Big Ten meetings that week prior, Francois made a presentation. He runs the Big Ten Network to all the ADs and senior women's administrators. And he was talking about that day on Saturday. There was a football game at 11. He said, we have Nebraska and Northwestern. He said, quite frankly, we believe for the first time we're going to have a women's sporting event on that day that's going to outrate football games. And that actually happened. It was that compelling of a match. And I'll tell you, had a chance to talk to Kelly, Wisconsin's coach, at the end of the game, and a lot of respect for him and their program. And I know John has a lot of respect for that program too. But, you know, what an amazing environment, number one. What an amazing effort by both teams. I mean, that was a heavyweight battle, you know, just back and forth. And I don't normally like to do this but the way Harper Murray responded in that fifth set, I'll tell you what, I mean, to me, that's what makes sports so special. You know, sometimes we get knocked down in life and you have adversity and then you just get another chance and you just keep fighting. And to watch her and the rest of our team find a way in that fifth set, I'm not going to forget that match for a long, long time.
Her head coach challenged her after the fourth set and she responded big
time. That's what I heard. And I'll tell you, champions respond like champions. And, you know, that's why I said it's one thing to see that happen out of a third or fourth year player, right, or even a fifth year after a red shirt. These are true freshmen. To watch the poise that these young ladies have in this most incredible environment. And I hadn't really thought of this, but a colleague said, you know, it's really probably as a result of some of the high level of competition that those players, I mean, they've been playing junior national teams. They've been playing these types of high pressure situations prior to the arrival here. But the job that Coach Cook and our staff have done with this program it's just hard to define. And I've said this before on this show, remember, we just can't take for granted what's happening in our volleyball program. Enjoy it, soak it up, respect it, admire it, because there's no guarantee tomorrow that it's going to be like this. But awful lot of fun to watch.
We need to get a picture of him wearing that cowboy hat, put it like in the entrance of the Devaney Center when people walk in. That was a wonderful setting to see that at the end of the match.
It really was, and to see the way that the students embrace Coach Cook and our entire students on our volleyball programs is really, really remarkable. So, yeah, I think even John is starting to have a little fun. I mean, you got to be that tough coach who's demanding excellence and demanding the standard. But you think about this season and what he and our team have accomplished together, and starting with that outdoor event, it just feels like some of that momentum has kind of carried a little bit, and then to culminate in the Devaney Center 1 versus 2, pretty fun and special to see John really enjoying it at this point in his career.
You've known him a long time. Jordan Larson was in earlier in the week with Jessica to record The Dig, the podcast, and she asked Jordan, could she believe that Coach Cook went and interacted with the student section after that match? Would he have done that when she played? She said, heck no. If we got a smile out of John, this would have been 2007 or 8. She goes, we thought that was doing well. He's evolved. And I think the great ones evolve, don't they, through time?
Well, I think so. I mean, I think part of it's naturally. I mean, I'm 53 now. I'm a little different than I was when I was 36, but I think hopefully some wisdom and things set in. But, I think John recognizes he has a special team. I mean, you watch that match. I mean, we were dominant in the first set. And then, hey, not so good, right? And you're starting to wonder, wow, is this going to be over in 4? And just I don't know how you wouldn't have just an enormous sense of pride to see what those young ladies accomplished together. So, yeah, I see John, all coach, the great ones do it. They understand. They look at their team. The way you coach this team is probably different than the way you coached a team 3 years ago. I mean, you have to that's what makes coaches great. And I think what Coach Cook is really good at is understanding, what are those levers he needs to pull within those individual and then the team concept. I mean, he has some of the most competitive people that I've ever seen on that team. So that's a different way of leadership and balancing that versus others. And so, we're lucky to have John Cook as our coach, is all I can say.
You played for a guy that did that, too.
He absolutely
did. Evolved as time went on.
He absolutely did. I mean, times change, he changes, the makeup and chemistry of your team changes. I mean, look at Coach Rule. Look at the adjustments he's had to make this year in terms of injuries and how do you manage through all of that. If you can't adapt and you can't, change, you won't last in this profession. And so having a growth mindset for our coaches and administration in today's day and age and all that we're facing is just critically important.
The good news of the weekend didn't stop Saturday night. Your soccer team was in Champaign. They beat Illinois on Sunday and walk out of the day as co-champions of the Big Ten. What a year they have had.
Well, as I saw Sarah Weber today at the training table with her 9 stitches over her brow on the left side, or maybe I guess it was on her right side. There's just a toughness and grit about that team. Equally as proud. I know Coach Walker's the same way. I mean, you look at the progress that program has made in the last couple of years. It's truly, I mean, it's almost hard to define. I mean, he went to work, got a great group of young ladies. They created a really close-knit team. Eleanor Dale is, I mean, what does she have, 23 goals on the season now?
Leads the country.
Unbelievable. Sammy Hawk and net. I mean, they have a really special team. And so they're going to get to host Ohio State. I'm not, it's going to be a little chilly, but our team's tough enough to handle that. And we got a great chance of hosting a first-round NCAA tournament game at Hibner Field, which hasn't happened in a long time. So what a wonderful start for them. And, you can't stop there across the board in athletics, all these other programs that are doing great as well.
Cross country's had a really good year. They've got the Big Ten championships coming up, I think, on Friday. So we wish them good luck.
Rifles number 3 in the country.
How about that?
Ohio State and Air Force. So, Mindy Miles has done a young coach that came in, went to work, created a strategy, and all of a sudden we have the 3rd-ranked team in the country in rifle. Special.
It is. And your swimmers are in the pool. They've started their season. They have a weird calendar. They start in October and end in February, and they're off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, I think they're 3-1. I think they have Kansas coming up.
They do.
So Pablo does a great job as well, and we just have we have a lot of really high-quality student athletes. And we talk a lot about in competition, but these are young men and young women that are also just killing it in the classroom, graduation success rates, all that kind of stuff. So the effort is to win at everything, and they're doing a great job of it.
Good stuff. All right, 402-413-2400. Allison in our chat room on the YouTube chat. Hey, Trev, I'm a junior at the university. I lead one of the student sections for volleyball. What are the odds of having one big student section at the Devaney?
It's a great question, and I'm learning a lot about this, right? And what sort of has been put in place in the past. But apparently what I'm figuring out is I think we're essentially a victim of our own success in a way. And part of this goes back to the transition from the Coliseum over to the Devaney Center. So apparently back at the Coliseum, we had 100 tickets between the band and students. So at the Coliseum, those with floor seats, there weren't any students or band behind them. It was just curtains. So the decision years ago when we made a trip over to the Devaney Center was, again, not to disrupt those. You know, you can't kick out the fans who have baseline seats, is to find a way for the students, and the only natural place for them was in the corners, and so that's the decision. And so you got a facility with 8,500 seats or so and 16,000 demand, you're going to have a challenge. And so we have significantly more student tickets today than we had at the Coliseum. But again, that's because of Coach Cook's success and the team. There's just an incredible demand. And so that's part of the challenge we have is when we move from the Coliseum over to the Devaney, that's how it got set up. And so at this point, it'd be pretty difficult to tell the folks who hold tickets in those courtside seats that they're going to be removed and move somewhere else or not have tickets. That's the challenge.
It's a good challenge to have, though.
Oh,
right.
Let me tell you, these are first world problems.
Pigeonhole more people into the Devaney Center.
You know, I mean, think about that. And again, that's where part of this is like, let's not take this for granted. I mean, we have people that are on a waiting list to get to stand and watch the game at the Devaney Center. That's the amount of demand that we have. So it's pretty cool.
Cole on our text line for you, Trev. Switching back to football, what went into the decision to start off the 2025 season in Indianapolis against Cincinnati? That came out earlier today. We're going to open the season with the Bearcats.
Yeah, so a lot to it. Obviously, there's been so much changes. You know, you look at when these schedules get made. I don't know how many teams were in the Big Ten when these schedules get made. And then COVID really disrupted a lot of things for us. So the Big Ten didn't allow us to play non-conference games. And so that game with Cincinnati was canceled. So we had to work with them. Obviously, we had a home and home with them. And so what we didn't want to do is just make a trip up to Cincinnati and not get a return trip here. So our team did a really good job. Doug Ewald and our football staff worked with them to try to figure out how do we find a way to make this work. And Cincinnati was amenable to looking at some, as far as their home game, some neutral site opportunities. And so Lucas Oil was an opportunity. So we made the agreement to play that to start the season. We also made some other slight adjustments, and I'll try to walk through this. It's a little bit confusing. But previous staff had scheduled a game against University of Louisiana Monroe. That game was going to be later in the season, and we were paying them, I think, $1.65 million, which was a pretty steep price. And so we ultimately worked with Northwestern. So here's how this is going to work. We've agreed to pay $850,000 of the $1.6 million. Northwestern's paying the $800,000. Then we picked up Houston Baptist Houston Christian, for $500,000. So we actually are saving $300,000, moving a previous away game to a neutral site game, and then getting a return trip to Lincoln in 2032 for Cincinnati. So these are a little bit complicated, but I think what you're going to see, Greg, as you move forward in an 18-team Big Ten schedule that's going to be very challenging, you're going to see a different approach in scheduling the non-conference games. We now in the Big Ten have, the capability of playing an FCS team every year, and so we're going to have to be careful. Obviously, you look at our 25 schedule, and with the addition of those 4 schools out west, they're going to be very, very challenging schedules for our coaches. So we're going to have to be smarter about our scheduling, and I think you'll probably see us, maybe have a more marquee game, a group of 5 game, and perhaps an FCS game quite often in the non-conference moving forward.
Very good. Now, the last time you were here for your monthly show, we did not have the opponents for the next couple of years in Big Ten football. That has come out since then. Do you have any timetable in mind when we might see kind of for next fall what that schedule may look like as far as dates and when do you play who?
Yeah, we're close, and so that's our constant conversation we're having. Unfortunately, tomorrow we have an AD meeting, and I'm not going to be able to be on that call because I'm presenting in front of Business and Finance. But We're going to get an update on that. It's not going to be presented tomorrow, but my understanding is that within a couple weeks, we're going to be able to get, what is the sequencing of games and what are those dates? That's the goal. I know it's really important to our fans. It's important to us. I mean, we have to make travel arrangements. You're looking at hotels and all those kinds of things. So I promise we will get that out as soon as we possibly can. The Big Ten is doing a really good job. I know that whole scheduling thing is not as easy as people think. I mean, we have some philosophies that we're trying to accomplish, right? We want every student athlete, if you stay all 4 years at the University of Nebraska, you have to get to play in every stadium of every team in the Big Ten. That's kind of a nice thing to be able to do that. Now, I know with the transfer portal and other things that sometimes becomes a moot point, but you're trying to make it fair and equitable. It's hard. You can't look at these schedules in a one-year window. You have to look at them over time. I think it was smart for us to release 4 or 5 years of it so people can see, hey, wait, man, 25 looks, but you get a little bit of a break here. So I thought the process the Big Ten went through to establish a schedule was really, really good. And you're eliminating divisions. It makes it even more challenging. And then you're protecting rivalries, all of those kinds of things. I'm pleased with it, but now we got to get the dates and the sequencing of when those opponents are. We'll get it soon.
Wedding planners across the state are waiting anxiously for those dates.
I know. I get a lot of emails and asking me to do something, and I'm trying to do something, but just a little bit more time, a little bit more patience. We're going to get there.
Nice. All right, 402-413-2400, the number if you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text. Dorothy Lynch, Homestyle Light and Lean Dressing, endless flavorabilities. We have a lot more with Trev coming up next.
Woodhouse Lincoln is bringing you the premium lineup of Lincoln SUVs. Shop all 4 models and be immersed in quiet luxury, craftsmanship, and state-of-the-art tech. Lease a 2023 Lincoln Corsair for $699 per month. Find us in store off 144th and Giles Road or online anytime at woodhouselincoln.com. 36 months for 10,500 miles per year with approved credit. Tax, title, license extra. Security deposit waived. $1,500 down plus first payment and $299 dock fee due at signing. Offer expires October 31st, 2023. See dealer for details.
Hey Husker fans, it's Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. As we get ready to celebrate 1890's one-year anniversary, I'm proud to say the 1890 Initiative now represents 150 Husker student athletes in 9 sports. And with your help, we can keep 1890 going strong, helping student athletes get the most from their name, image, and likeness, and preparing them for life after college. Visit 1890nebraska.com to learn more about NIL and 1890 and contribute today.
Hey Husker fans, Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience. The best and largest selection of apparel for the whole family. Adidas, Champion, Columbia, plus gifts, accessories, and all of your tailgating needs. UNL students, faculty, and military always receive a 10% off in-store, and you can earn cash back with Hall Pass rewards. Shop their downtown Lincoln or South Point Pavilion locations or anytime at alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Husker fans shop.
There's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town, choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
There's no community like a Cenex community. And that's why every Cenex store is so proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. Your local Cenex doesn't just work in your town, it lives there. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy, from repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Welcome back. We're inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. It's our athletic director show for the month of October. Trev Albert's with us until the top of the hour. 402-413-2400, the number if you want to fire off a text or call us up. Dr. J and Kearney. Please ask Trev if the Michigan Spygate will speed up getting audio communication in the quarterback's helmets. You sit on a couple of those committees, competition committee, those type of things. I'm sure that's been a topic.
Yeah, it has been a topic, and it's been interesting how slow the conversation has gone in a sense. We're huge proponents. I'm a huge proponent of anything we can do to modernize our game, to make it better. I mean, let's use technology in a way to ensure fair and equitable approach. So there's wearable technology. I mean, there's some liability relative to helmet and communication, but we can overcome that. So you're going to see it. It's coming. I mean, forget all of the other stuff. At the end of the day, all these signs holding up, it just looks awkward. I mean, the technology's there. We ought to do it. Steve Shaw, who heads up the rules committee for the NCAA, they're actually working. I think we're going to have the opportunity in some bowl games to be able to use it as a pilot program to see how it would operate and work. It can be done in a very cost-efficient way. And quite frankly, I think in a sense, it's very player-centric in terms of player safety. So everybody knows the play. You can get done, get it moved in and out real quickly. So like Coach Rule, I'm a huge proponent of including technology. I mean, the fact of the matter is you go down to a lot of high schools, big high schools, even in Texas. I mean, they're utilizing technology. They're utilizing tablets on the sideline. And so obviously the NFL's doing it. So you get to our game, and suddenly we're taking a step back. So we'll look hard. We're pushing hard. You're going to see some more modernization like that. Wearable technologies and coach-to-player communication will be a part, I think, of college football in the very near future.
Very good. All right, let's go to North Bend. And Jason, good evening. Jason, you're up with Trev.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing great, Jason. How are you?
Not too bad. Hey, question is around season ticket holders.
Sure.
Myself, I've been a season ticket holder for about 10-plus years. Been attending games for 30-plus years. And with the recent talk of doing Memorial Stadium renovations, just curious what you may do to loyal season ticket holders as the price point stays the same, but you can go online every week and get tickets for a lot less than the ticket of a season ticket holder pays.
That's right. Well, thank you, Jason. I appreciate the call, and you know, you make a great point, obviously, and we're working with our team on that. As we don't. I got a draft, frankly, today on some of that. We need to make sure that being a season ticket holder carries value, right? Like it means something to be a season ticket holder. So I think there's some strategies around that. Obviously, as we continue to make progress in the football program, that'll help things. But again, I think there's some ways that you can recognize the loyalty of your season ticket holders, and we will look for those. I don't want to go into a lot of details about it because right now they're ideas, they're options that our team and Brandon Meyer, who kind of heads up that external group, they've been working on ways that we can better honor and recognize our loyal season ticket holders. There's some out there. We need to do it. It's hard for us to control those things that are on the secondary market, obviously, but it needs to mean something to be a season ticket holder, and we can honor and recognize that.
In our chat room, Shane wants to know, Trev, if you've thought about moving the Huskers from the east sideline to the west sideline so that they're not looking back into the sun and they get the shade on these hot days.
Yeah, we have. In fact, it was kind of interesting after the Michigan game, Coach Harbaugh called me. Jim and I, played together in the Colts and know each other. And he said, hey, I just want to let you know, you really ought to move the team to that other side. He said, it's about 30 to 40 degrees cooler over there than it is on the east side. And I said, Jim, we're well aware. The fact of the matter is that, back in the day, there is more room on that east side. So when we had rosters of 180, 200 players that we were dressing, it just made it easier, and Coach Osborne to be able to physically have the space we need on that east side. But Coach Rule wants to be on the west side. We're ultimately going to move the team to the west side, but as part of the whole transition of Memorial Stadium, rather than doing these slow one-offs, we'd like to have this holistic plan and vision around it. But I would anticipate, yes, the team is going to ultimately move. I mean, it's also odd. The opposing coaches are up in the booth with binoculars, staring right down at your team, looking at your signals and trying to figure out if there's a competitive advantage there. So I don't know if many folks know, but during COVID, when we weren't allowed to have fans, Scott actually moved the team to the west side. And so we think there's good rationale for it, and we'll work with Coach Rule and the football staff. But I would anticipate eventually the football team will move over to the west side.
Very good. Back to a volleyball question, Trev. Is there a possibility volleyball could move some of their higher demand matches to PBA to accommodate more fans?
Yeah, it's a great question. We get that quite often, and I don't want to speak for Coach Cook, but generally, it's been his belief and his desire to stay at the Devaney Center. Obviously, it's a home court advantage for our team. The team plays there. This may sound a little bit interesting to fans, but the ball does move differently in places like Pinnacle Bank than it would in a larger venue. I'm not suggesting that would never happen, but right now, Coach Cook seems really content. And you talk about honoring season ticket holders and showing value in a sense. Not unlike the caller that Jason pointed out for football. Being a season ticket holder at the Devaney Center is a really special honor right now, and being able to honor that is important too. But I also understand the opportunity to increase our fan base. So we'll continue communicating with Coach Cook about that. There is that opportunity. Obviously, there's a cost potentially to the rental at Pinnacle Bank. There's not at Devaney. We own that facility. So there are a lot of different factors that go into it.
We've had several questions about, is there any talk about putting high-speed cameras in the Devaney Center and maybe that sport getting inline technology like tennis does, where it's not actual humans saying whether a ball is in or out, it's technology. That may not be a committee you're a part of, volleyball rules and regs.
Well, it hasn't made it yet to any committees that I'm on or the ADs. Quite frankly, it is a very big topic of conversation in the Big Ten for all of our sports. And part of the challenge is each school, has different relationships. We've got schools coming in from the West Coast that might have relationship with different vendors. So we are going to have we've got to eliminate the fragmentation in these types of areas, use technology to our advantage, and I think there is some emerging technology in all these spaces that will probably impact all of our programs.
Very good. Let's head to the phones. Husker Dan up in West Point. You're on with Trev. Good evening.
Hey, gentlemen. How are you doing tonight?
Great, Dan. How are you?
Good. I'm very good. Thank you. It was a great Husker weekend. And, Trev, just going back before you were hired, I just want to make a comment and just I seen the writing on the wall. The light at the end of the tunnel. When you were hired at UNO, I told everybody that you're being groomed to come to UNL, and I was actually right. So I can't be more appreciative of you being here. And at some time or some point of my life, I have a Runza Husker poster of you, all bloodied in uniform, that I would just love to have you autograph, and hopefully someday I can get that chance. And my shout-out tonight is for you and for all the work that you do that goes unscathed, that nobody ever tells you. That it's just a big thank you for you to be a Husker and to just do everything behind the scenes and stuff that nobody really thanks you for, and that's what I'm doing tonight. Thank you.
Well, Husker Dan, you're a kind man, and I promise you, we'll get your information from our team here, and I'll get that done. Let's get his information. I'm happy to meet him somewhere, and
Dan, I know he comes to football, and he's also a baseball season ticket holder.
We'll take care of that. But I really do want to thank you, and I'll say, and I mean this sincerely, I'm the one who sits here in front of the microphone with Greg. But the thing that is absolutely true, and you know this, Greg, we have an amazing team here. I'm not doing this. I get credit when I don't deserve it. The fact of the matter is we have so many wonderful people that love that end more than people know, and they love serving young people. And it just feels so good to be a part of a group of people. I was telling our head coaches, we had a head coaches meeting the other day, and I told them what just meant so much to me was watching football players and football recruits going and supporting another sport in such a big way. And Amy Williams tweeting about the soccer success. And so when you got something working well is when it isn't just about you and your sport. It's like the Husker family. And like I said, the unity of purpose is a powerful thing. And this has been a place previously that when we were all rowing in the same direction, this place is unstoppable. We win championships. And if we allow the pettiness or ego or insecurities to infiltrate, that's when we're not at our best. And I'm just telling you, people don't know how many wonderful people that work in this department. You don't know their name, but they do it for their love of Nebraska and their love of helping young people. And I just get a chance to work alongside of, I'm the one who sits in here. But I appreciate that. But Husker Dan, what you're saying is a real compliment to our staff is what you're saying. And thank you.
I want to hear more about this Runza poster. Was this like a senior poster?
Well, no, it's it was that poster at the Florida State game. Okay. And so I did a little, this is, back in the day.
This is pre-NIL.
Yeah. I was not allowed to monetize my name, image, and likeness. I was able to monetize my name, image, and likeness the day after my eligibility expired. And so that's what that was about.
Very good. Dan, appreciate the phone call. I called us up on our Woodhouse Auto Family Hotline. They are your trusted auto partner, 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. 402-413-2400. More with Trev coming up.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 11th and November 3rd and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th in Lincoln, plus pregame tailgate. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter. And you may win this season.
In 1923, Bert R. Benjamin had a vision, an all-purpose tractor that could do more. With that, the Farmall was born. This year, Case IH is celebrating 100 years of Farmall, 100 years of milestones, 100 years of innovation, passion, grit. And they're doing it through your stories. Share them at farmall100.com. One lucky storyteller will win their own Farmall, the tractor that is the one for all.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
Active Liver is one of many award-winning health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at Amazon.com or for a volume discount, visit NewNordicUSA.com. Available as a tablet or delicious sugar-free gummy. Protect and help your liver the easy and effective way with Active Liver at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. October is National Chiropractic Health Month. Regular chiropractic care has been a game changer for me, both during my career and still today. It's the recommended first treatment for chronic lower back pain over prescription opioids. It's natural, drug-free, and safe for all ages. Discover the difference of chiropractic care. Relieve, restore, resume your life. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
There's there's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town. Choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Experience a redefined car buying experience with Woodhouse Mazda. Visit the Metro's exclusive Mazda dealers and explore our exceptional lineup. Take advantage of our current offers happening now, like 2.9% APR for 60 months on all 2024 Mazda CX-5 Turbo models. Start your journey with us online at woodhousemazda.com or woodhouseplacemazda.com. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra. When financed with Mazda Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires October 31st, 2023. See dealer for details.
We're back inside our Acres Broadcast Center. Acres is the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. 402-413-2400, the number if you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text. Back on our text line. Trev, I know the TV revenue is great and necessary, but the ever-growing number and length of TV timeouts makes the watching of the game in the stadium very boring, sometimes difficult. At some point, it's going to diminish people's interest in purchasing tickets and affects the flow of the game. Is there ever going to be some pushback?
There is already pushback, and it's a great question, and it's a great observation, and quite frankly, it's an observation that's not been lost on all of us, including our commissioner. You really get a sense the flow of the game is being disrupted, and so I want to clear up a couple things. First of all, there are not additional media. So as we made some of these rule changes, the effort was not necessarily to reduce the length of the game to fit into a TV window, while it may look like that. The effort was to, when we changed some of those rules about the clock, until the 2 minutes left and a half in the end, after a first down, we were trying to remove a few plays in the game because some of the health things are the repeated, hits. And so we've been successful in removing 5 to 6 plays or something like that in the game. But that didn't create new inventory for television. That was not what the effort was. But what happens is, and I'm trying to learn a little bit more about this. So what the challenge the networks have is let's just say we go on and a lot of our teams are now playing like this. It's these long drives of 8-9 play drives, and the networks have to get these breaks in. And so they look at it and they go, well, they get behind immediately. And so you'll have a break, score touchdown, you have a commercial, kick an extra point, another 3-minute commercial, and it is just dead. And that's the flow of the game that we got to fix. So there are some solutions, and, I'm not saying we're doing this immediately, but, we need to look at some things. I mean, why does the NFL have a 2-minute warning at the end of the first half and at the end of the game? Well, in large part, if a network knew they had 2 minutes guaranteed at that time, that actually helps your flow of the game because they don't have to bank stuff at the beginning because they're worried they won't, get it made up. Yep. So these are very valid points. This is the type of stuff that our game needs to continue to modernize and think about because the fans aren't wrong. The constant disruption. I'll often throw in, the replays. I mean, it's important we get these plays right. But can we be more efficient in the replay? Can we be quicker? Can we? And I think you're going to see an effort around college football to do some of that. We've got to do that. It's got to be more fan-friendly. And what was pointed out has been noticed by a lot of people.
To further your point, last week's game with Northwestern was 2 hours and 50. I got the box score.
It was under 3 minutes.
2:59.
Yep.
There was one replay review.
Yeah.
Well, that saves probably 10 minutes because we only had one instead of 5 or something like that.
It does, but even within that, I mean, even how we're placing the ball or how quickly we can get to, false start number 62. I mean, I've watched some NFL games and like there's a penalty and it's like immediately wide hat, and then sometimes it feels like, well, we're huddling up and spending 3 minutes figuring out. And so I don't know, can we be more efficient in some of that? So, but flow of the game is really, really important. The actual number of plays on the field. It's important to our fans, and we'll work on it.
Great question. All right, before we go to the next break, big weekend here on campus, homecoming, a lot of activities going on campus, and a busy Friday here because you're going to induct your next class of the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, and it is a terrific class, including a former teammate of yours and Tommy Frazier.
Tommy Frazier?
Remember him?
No, really happy for Tommy. We had a chance to call the honorees, and I'll tell you, the reality is getting into the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame is about as hard or harder than a lot of these Hall of Fames. And so you look across the list, I mean, Lori Endicott, one of the just all-time great volleyball players, Tolly Thompson, just an incredible wrestler, Gary Pepin. I mean, come on, how many national championships did that guy win? So, just across the board, incredible athletes, Emily Parsons in gymnastics, Brittany Timko in soccer. So just going to be a real honor to get to honor them. And I always say this, and I probably will again on Friday, but like, this is what this place can produce. It can produce, many would say, Tommy Frazier is among the best college football players to ever play the game. You could argue that Gary Pepin's among the best college track and field coaches that's ever coached. So just a real honor to get to honor them, and we'll do it right and get to spend some time with them. And Tommy's been a great friend and a great ambassador. I texted him right after, I think he was on the Big Ten tailgate show this past weekend, did an outstanding job. So all of them have gone on, have represented Nebraska so well, successful folks, and just going to be a lot of fun.
Brittany Timko played in the World Cup. How about that?
I mean, that's
amazing?
what I'm saying. You kind of forget the people that have played here, what they've gone on to do, and how they've represented our state, and
fantastic.
Special people.
Fantastic. Good stuff. All right, need to step aside, get a break in. Folks, buckle up, put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Final thought or two from Trev coming up.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we're born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Pick 5 fans. The prize for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Pick 5 Quick Pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1 and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 11th and November 3rd and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th in Lincoln, plus pregame tailgate. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter. And you may win this season. Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town. Choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Woodhouse Auto Family, your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. Have Halloween coming up in a week. And then in November, I love this day in football for the pregame show, Veterans Day. You honor the military, play the 4 different branches and their songs. You've got a lot of fun things planned for, and really appropriate things planned for Veterans Day and military appreciation coming up. Not only football, but I think you're going to do some stuff in volleyball, too.
Yeah, we are. You know, the team, we get a lot of feedback from our fans about how they appreciate that. They appreciate that we honor. We've been doing some of that with agriculture as well, and we've also gotten positive feedback on that. But really, really important to us. And we've got about 1,000 tickets out to active military. We really want to honor. We're just so grateful to everybody who, I mean, look at our world today. This is there's a lot of challenges across our globe. And for the men and women who choose voluntarily to serve, to protect us and to protect our freedoms every day, it's an honor to get to recognize them and to lift them up. So our team works really hard on that. Again, our marketing department works hard on properly honoring them. So I'm really looking forward to that. They do it right. I don't have all the details, and purposely I don't have it because I'd like to just kind of experience it like our fans. But I think folks are going to be really excited about seeing, how we honor active military in both of those venues.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite pregame shows of the year.
If you like big flags, that'll be at the football stadium, and so
love that. November also means your winter sports start. Wrestling looks like they're going to be really good. Men's and women's basketball have exhibition games Sunday at PBA, and I think they're both encouraged about the upcoming year.
Well, I'm still learning about the Ken Palm stuff. You and I talked about this before, but I think that was one of the highest preseason rankings that we've had. Fred's really excited about his team. I think he's kind of, first of all, I think the staff additions that he's made has really been really good. He's really proud of that. They've got they got a good vision, but again, just bringing in some young men that has some toughness and some grit. Yeah, and we talk about it all the time. We don't have to win every game here, but man, put a team out there that our fans identify with. I feel so bad for Allison Widener. I love that young lady. I hurt for her, just like the football players who are out for the year and injured. But I think Amy's got a really good team as well. So I'm just excited across the board about all of our sports. One of our young men just won a bronze medal from wrestling. Brock Hardy.
Yeah.
We got Mark Manning's got a squad. So, and they're young. So this is going to be a special year across the board for Husker athletics, and it's just going to be fun to watch.
Enjoy the ride. Everybody enjoy the ride. Thank you, Trev.
Thank you, sir.
You'll be back next month for another sit-down chat with us. We've got another hour of Sports Highlight coming up on the other side. We're going to play some Jordan Larson from The Dig and also hear from one of the great stars on this Husker soccer team. That all coming up here in hour 2 of Sports Highlight.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns for teachers.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trailtainment 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Good evening. I'm Cole Hartman, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Earlier today, the athletic department revealed several changes to the Nebraska football non-conference schedule in the coming years. The Huskers and Cincinnati Bearcats will square off on August 30th of 2025 in a neutral site game at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, and will mark the season opener for both teams. The original first game in the two-game series with the Bearcats was canceled in 2020 when the Big Ten Conference elected to play a conference-only schedule during the COVID-19 pandemic. As a replacement for the 2020 game in Lincoln, the Bearcats will now visit Memorial Stadium on September 11th, 2032. Nebraska also announced that they will play host to Houston Christian at Memorial Stadium on September 13th, 2025, in replacement for a matchup originally against Louisiana Monroe in October of that year. Keeping with NU athletics, but across the globe in Tirana, Albania, All-American Nebraska wrestler Brock Hardy earned the freestyle bronze medal at the 65-kilogram weight at the 2023 U23 World Championships after posting a 4-1 record. You can catch Brock Hardy and the rest of Nebraska wrestling in action very soon as their 2023-24 campaign kicks off November 4th in Fargo, North Dakota, in a meet with the Bison. And finally, last night, the second of two Game 7s in the MLB Championship Series took place, where the Diamondbacks bested the Phillies 4-2 in Philadelphia. Zach Gallen and Arizona are set to face off against Nathan Eovaldi and the Rangers Friday night in Arlington, Texas for Game 1 of the World Series. That one is set for 7 p.m. Central on Fox. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student-athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly coming up next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Harburg under center, Fleeks is the deep back. Wide receivers left and right, turn. Back to throw, a play action look. Hyberg going to take a shot downfield, has a man wide open. Malachi Coleman makes the catch. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Cats outside center, Nebraska. Peyton Horse, kaboom! Oh, waking babies all over Evanston. Wow, emphatic.
Now back to the near side comes A.J. Henning. Sullivan gets the snap, back to throw, pumps, gets rushed, gets hit, goes down. Then a sack. Pulled down again by Nash, his second sack of the game, all the way back at the 30-yard line.
Could this be the match? And here's the call. Net violation, we're done! Nebraska defeats Wisconsin. They did it! Call the grandkids. Nebraska takes down mighty Wisconsin. A second deuce game, and they love it in Lincoln.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are back for Hour 2 Sports Nightly on this Wednesday night. Wow, what a great first hour with Trev. Always so entertaining to listen to, and there was a lot of news in there. He dropped a lot of stuff in that hour.
Yeah, lots to talk about, and just with the Husker success and the momentum that's happened over the weekend, what a perfect time to have him in to talk about all of that with Wisconsin.
Was grinning, wasn't he?
Yeah. Soccer, football, all of that. But then also, you know, I love how he doesn't beat around the bush about some of the questions that are asked about, hey, the helmet thing, you know, and go into that kind of technology. He's really open. We should be moving towards that. And some of those things that he addresses full on. Not a lot of ADs would be that open and honest about some of those things or really, really dive into that kind of stuff. And so it's always great to hear.
He sits on a lot of those committees. He's a chair of, I think, the competition committee. So he's on the ends of a lot of those conversations about doing certain things with the future of the game and those type of things. So perfect guy to have in there to talk about a lot of this stuff and topic, you know, where the game is going. And he certainly is aware of, he's the chair of the football competition committee. He's also a member of the oversight committee. So he's in the know on a lot of those conversations. I would not mind the 2-minute warning. I get it from a TV producer standpoint. They're trying to get those 4 breaks in per quarter. Well, if you knew you had that in the second and fourth quarter, you have a little feeling of comfort. Okay, we're going to get that one. I know I can save that last one.
Well, and just, I think you even mentioned it in one of the commercial breaks last week about how, they're probably concerned about getting them all in. Just with the way Nebraska runs the football, a lot of times,
6-minute drives.
They put together long drives. And so depending on the teams that you're playing, you can run through those things real quick and not have an opportunity to take a timeout. So I'm sure, they're thinking we got to get to these breaks. And so they get them in when they can early, and then we're sitting there with 8 minutes left on the clock and no timeouts left.
No more timeouts left, because we don't do that as many breaks as TV does on the radio. We work in some other things, scoreboard updates, that type of thing that we do. But my frustration last week was the third quarter. We held Northwestern a 3-and-out. We get the ball right back, 13-30, and they took a timeout. I'm like, well, let us have the ball first before you take one. But
yeah, I thought that was real quick. I mean, we just came back from halftime being gone a long time, and then it was a real quick series, and then you turn right back around and you're going to commercial break again. I feel it. Some of these games where there's a lot of running the football, it seems like we're waiting around more than we're watching football sometimes.
Right.
It really does. I absolutely agree with that. And even we've commented about that. I know I've had this conversation with my dad. It also seems like some of the networks have longer breaks than the others.
And they do.
They do, yeah. And it adds up. I mean, you say it's only 45 seconds or whatever, but it adds up. And when you're sitting there in the venue, those 45 seconds seem a lot longer.
Inside baseball for all of you, and maybe you're interested in this, the BTN breaks are shorter.
Yes.
Than FS1 or Fox, or we haven't done NBC yet, so I don't know. We'll find that out.
Or CBS, I don't know.
Yeah. We'll find that out with the Iowa game coming up in a few weeks, but I'm guessing they're probably along the same length of times as Fox or FS1. We're on FS1 this week, so a little bit longer breaks this week.
Fox has always seemed, I think they're longer than ESPN too.
Yeah, they probably are. All right, big hour. We're going to hear from Jordan Larson, part of the dig that was recorded yesterday and it's already out. If you can hear the whole thing, some of you maybe have already listened to that. We'll play you part of that coming up here in a little bit. And you had a chance to talk a little Husker soccer as they get ready for the first round of the Big Ten tournament on Sunday.
Yeah, cannot wait for you guys to hear from Sadie Waite. She's a midfielder, sophomore, and sitting down with her like, oh, you're a sophomore. Great interview, has great perspective. Breaks down the win. It was the day after her birthday.
Oh, cool.
So what a great birthday present. But also, I mean, again, I think that, and we've talked a lot about the mentality and mindset of this team. Yeah, they want a co-title, but that's not enough for them. They are not by any means, this is not the end of their goals. This is one of many goals, and this is just the beginning of this postseason run that they hope to go on. And so, yeah, they were able to celebrate it for a day, and then they went right back to work because now they got business to do in the Big Ten tournament.
Very good. Let's take a call before we go to our first break. Chapman, you're up next on Sports Nightly. Good evening. Chapman, are you there?
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just a minute. I'm off the speaker here. Okay. I just wanted to let Trev. Well, I wanted to tell Trev that Saturday night we were sitting in Seacrest Field watching our grandson in the marching band competition, and Lincoln Southeast just got done performing. And then as soon as they were done at 10 o'clock, then the Lincoln Marching Band came on, the UNL Marching Band.
I saw that. They've had a long day because they did the football game, and then they made their way over there to make an appearance at that high school band competition. That's pretty heavy workload.
Yeah, and that was very much appreciated by everybody.
Well,
but the interesting thing was, just as they were taking the field, the announcer announced the women's volleyball team won the match. And the whole crowd just erupted.
Oh, that's cool.
Great.
It was just crazy. Everybody was just going nuts.
Fantastic. Well, no, I saw some video on one of the local TV. Chapman, appreciate the phone call. Some video on the local TV stations that the UNL marching band went out there. It was a high school band marching competition out at Seacrest here in Lincoln, and then the UNL band showed up. I don't know if that was a big surprise or not, but that's cool. That band, those kids worked their tails off.
I mean, they're in here in the summer. How many times do we start? You know that football season's right around the corner, too, because about the time that football team starts two-a-days, the band starts practicing out here. It's hot. They're out there working on their formations and all that. Also, too, this is a perfect opportunity to do this. If you don't watch our Facebook live streams and our YouTube live streams, we show the band's pregame performance every single week, so you can check that out every single week. Home games, you can see that full performance leading up to the tunnel walk, and so great opportunity. I know there's a lot of folks that are appreciative of that. We always get a lot of comments about that, and so maybe not everybody knows, but you can check out those performances pregame every single week that they're home on our Facebook live streams.
Fantastic. Chapman, appreciate the phone call. I called us up on our Woodhouse Auto Family Sports Nightly hotline. They are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. We're back to hear from Jordan Larson, part of the Dig. That's coming up next.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town. Choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
In 1923, Bert R. Benjamin had a vision, an all-purpose tractor that could do more. With that, the Farmall was born. This year, Case IH is celebrating 100 years of Farmall. 100 years of milestones, 100 years of innovation, passion, grit. And they're doing it through your stories. Share them at farmall100.com. One lucky storyteller will win their own Farmall, the tractor that is the one for all.
There's room at the table. Add more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Pick 5 fans. The prize for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Pick 5 Quick Pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1 and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey Husker fans, it's Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. As we get ready to celebrate 1890's one-year anniversary, I'm proud to say the 1890 Initiative now represents 150 Husker student athletes in 9 sports. And with your help, we can keep 1890 going strong, helping student athletes get the most from their name, image, and likeness, and preparing them for life after college. Visit 1890nebraska.com to learn more about NIL and 1890 and contribute today.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. October is National Chiropractic Health Month. Regular chiropractic care has been a game changer for me, both during my career and still today. It's the recommended first treatment for chronic lower back pain over prescription opioids. It's natural, drug-free, and safe for all ages. Discover the difference of chiropractic care. Relieve, restore, resume your life. Learn more at nebraskachiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
when you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Maybe your hometown celebrates long-standing Swiss traditions. Cow chip throwing. Or even classic car muscle. Everyone has a hometown, and every hometown has a festival. Cenex wants to hear about yours. That's why we're launching the Hometown Throwdown. Tell us about your fest, and it could win $100,000. Learn more at CenexHometownThrowdown.com. Cenex, powered locally.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 11th and November 3rd and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th in Lincoln, plus pregame tailgate. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City. Osceola Implement and Kearney Equipment to enter, and you may win this season. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. We'll let Greg dip out of here a little bit early because we've got some great interviews lined up for you. So had a chance to sit down with Jordan Larson after the Huskers' big win over Wisconsin on Saturday as a part of the Dig podcast that we drop every single week. So wanted to play a portion of that for you right now. So here is my conversation with Jordan Larson. So take me through just the emotions of that when you come out, have a great start, and then maybe a little bit of a letdown in the second set. What were you seeing between those two sets first to start off with?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we came out firing, which was awesome to see. And I think we had kind of set a great mindset as the week had come on. And I think, but then Wisconsin responded really well in the second set. And obviously one of the things that they're really good at is block and defense, right? And so I think we had to start becoming more efficient as the game went on of how do we manage ourselves attacking wise, but then also coverage, and there's other aspects of the game that we got better at. And I think we won the serve and pass battle, which was huge, and I think that can win you a lot of matches. So I'm really proud of our resiliency even when things were not going well. I think we showed a lot of grit, and I think that defines a lot of great teams. So.
Yeah, as a hitter, and that's obviously what Wisconsin does really well is block and make it really challenging on hitters. How do you adjust to that? How does a whole team adjust to what they do when they are just making it really challenging to get anything down?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think it's, we talk about what do you see? What vision do we have available to us? And if we have two big blockers in front of us, it's how high and hard can I hit? Maybe it's into the block and recycle. There's a lot of other strategies. And then also from, a setting tactic, what are we doing? Are we overloading? Are we isolating? There's a lot of little nuances that we can kind of maybe change game plan wise. So I thought Bergen set a great fifth set, and, we had a lot of one-on-one opportunities. But again, I think we also got smarter as, hitting high line, tooling the block, playing into the block, those kind of things as the game went on.
How much of it is that, too, you have some young freshmen out there that this is their first time in figuring out how to navigate that?
Yeah. It's hard, and I think it comes with experience and time, but also I think we talk about, they have 137, years of experience, right? Really honestly, they have been trained well, and I feel like we train well every single day. And so I think it's just understanding that, you have to have that mentality, like how you felt in the 5th set, like you have to have that every single day when you show up in practice. If you show that every day in practice, you're putting money in the bank, so then when you can withdraw, whenever you want, right? But it's like every day you got to show up and execute like that, because then when the lights are on, it's going to show up for you. So just preaching that mentality over and over and over again before they fully really understand.
So in that 4th set, you're down 23-21. How were they able to overcome that and come out and win that 4th set, that critical 4th set?
Yeah, no, again, I think you have to give credit to Wisconsin too, right? They're very well trained and well coached. And again, I just think it's our mindset. And, we talk about culture and, leaning into one another. And I thought we set the pace. I think things could get chaotic, and I thought we really tried to slow it down as much as we could on our side and really can control what we can, which is just having good touch after good touch after good touch. So, yeah, I don't know. I think just grit, resiliency, and mindset, really.
We had a couple of fan questions asked if there was ever a point that you wanted to suit up and run out there in that one.
There's been times now that I've been coaching, and I'm like, I'm kind of glad that now as a player, I'm still playing, right? So I can actually go out there, and make the changes that I see, right? Like as far as like when I'm playing now, like it's like, oh, well, I kind of like this and why, and I still can affect change in that way. Where now it's like, okay, now I see what's happening. Now how can I really articulate to them like what would be more efficient for them and how to do it, And so I think even if I want to say something in the moment, I really try to check my thoughts and be like, all right, Jordan, what do you want to hear in this moment if I was a player?
Yeah.
And then how would I want to hear it? And maybe it's nothing. Sometimes they have to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
They have to fail. They have to go through that. And we talk about FRS, failure recovery system. Like if I'm failing, how quickly can I get back on the same track? And then, but again, it's a lot of internal conversations that I'm having with myself of like, all right, what do I want to hear? And I'm enjoying now that I can go back into playing and really affect change and kind of see it from a different light.
That's awesome. What a cool perspective. I'm sure the players appreciate that too, because, you have that perspective. Speaking of that, and Harper Murray and how she responded, she was hitting negative going into that 5th set.
Yeah.
How big was she, and the way she responded? She could have hung it up, said, oh, this is not my match, but the way she delivered in the 5th set was just massive.
Totally, right? And I think it's kudos to her, and I think I don't remember, she got served like 45 times. Wow. I don't remember the actual number, but it was a lot. And that it takes a lot of mental capacity to stay in that, right? Passing is probably one of the most difficult skills to do. And so I think the fact that she was able to stay in it from just that aspect alone is huge, right? And then you add attacking into that and other aspects, it's hard. And so the fact that she was able to kind of come back out of it is huge. But now it's the talk of how do we show that every single day, and how do we consistently do that? And it doesn't have to be, right, everybody talks about oh, I have to be great, right? When you think about great, it's really hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But if you think about, all right, I can just be good for long periods of time. I don't have to make this spectacular play all the time, right? I can just make good plays, smart plays, efficient plays. And if I do that repeatedly, that leads to success down the road usually.
You mentioned passing is one of the hardest skills. Why is that?
Oh, goodness. Because sometimes, I'm going to make a little bit of a golf analogy. It's and when you're golfing, it's at least for me, I'm hitting the same shot, right? I feel like I'm doing the same thing, and the same thing passing. It's man, I feel like I'm doing the same thing. I'm trying to be out with my platform early, but the ball could move late, and then I have to adjust late. And then, the serve depth changes, right? There's just a lot of different nuances that kind of happen during the skill. And so you have to be really solid. And sometimes you're getting served every match. Sometimes you're taking 45 serves. And then sometimes you're not taking any. And then you get a one-off, and then you got to be ready. So it's really just technique-wise matched with just pure mental toughness. And it's really hard skill, but if you can learn how to just be as consistent as possible, and that's just being quiet, simple, efficient, it can lead to success down the road.
I love that golf analogy. That helps. I mean, I think for some people that are listening and trying to figure it out, like some other sports comparisons actually really help.
And maybe that's just me because I'm just like, golf is so frustrating. I'm like, man, I am like hitting the same. I feel like I'm hitting the same shot, and it's not going where I want it to go. So
yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly
it's
right.
hard. Yeah.
Merritt Beeson.
Yeah.
I mean, just how massive was she for this team on Saturday?
She's just solid, consistent, and just awesome person, right? And a joy to coach every day and be around. And man, I think I said something. She hit one ball just really high and hard in the seam, and I'm like, just keep doing that. I told her, I joked with her, I was like, you can make a lot of money overseas if you just keep doing that, you know? So she's just awesome and a learner and just a great example for a lot of our younger athletes to look up to. So it's really cool.
I know you have a lot of playmakers and a lot of people that step up in big moments, but it seems like when it's needed the most, she's just kind of a calming, okay, let me settle things down here, I'll make a big play for us.
Yeah, and she's also quick to take responsibility, right? And I think it's like, hey, it's on me, or hey, this is what I see, this is what's happening, and I think you need people like that. And but I think she sets the tone every day, right? She comes to work every day, she's going hard every play, right? Like that is... I don't know, you don't see that a lot, right? Like it's hard to do that day in and day out, but if you're showing up like that, people can't help but follow.
Last time we had you on, you were just settling in. It was a whirlwind, but now that you've been able to be on the bench for a few matches and really getting the hang of it, how much are you enjoying it?
I'm enjoying it a lot, actually. Yeah, it's so fun. It's fun to learn every day, and I think also too, like just seeing like the little things that if I'm giving feedback and it like clicks for them, like it is like the most satisfying thing. I don't know. It's been really cool, and just also to know their personalities and kind of how they respond. And I think that so much of my game is on the mindset side, and so understanding like from a psychology standpoint, like how can you get them to believe that their good is good enough and they are awesome first and foremost people, but they can be great athletes down the road and even now and whatever their future holds. So I think just instilling that in them is really fun, and I've really enjoyed learning.
How is Coach Cook different from when you played for him for now that you're coaching with him?
You know, I think it's been so much time that I'm like, I don't really remember, but I think he's definitely, I think the one thing that I've always admired, he's constantly learning, right? Like, I think he's bringing in people, consultants, you know, people from the outside looking in. How can I get better? How can this program get better? How can we get our players better, right? Like, you know, we had obviously a big win, but the next day is like, all right, drawing board. Like, what do we do to get 1 point better? And so I think that has obviously been why he's been so successful.
How about him running into the student section and putting on the cowboy hat?
No,
would he have done that when you were playing for him?
Definitely not. I think even to get a smile out of him when I was in college was a big pull. So, no, it's really cool to see. Like, obviously, he has a huge ripple in this community, and now I think it's even getting bigger when he really expands and really gives back more.
Loved having her on this week. Again, that was Jordan Larson as a part of my conversation on this week's episode of The Dig, powered by Emeritus. You can listen to that full conversation out right now on our YouTube channel, our Huskers YouTube channel, or on wherever you listen to your podcasts, any of those platforms as well. So check that out. And also, I always like to say this, and I've utilized this on some Twitter comments and some people that have texted into the text line. If there's something that you want us to get into, volleyball one-on-one with these assistant coaches as they come in each week. I know we talked with some of the rotation stuff with Lindsey Peterson a couple weeks ago. If there's something that you want us to dive into, that you want to know more on when you're watching the game, let me know. I'm happy to ask, because I'm learning so much as we go too. I've said this a lot since I've gotten here. Volleyball wasn't as big of a sport in Oklahoma, and so I'm still learning a lot. And every time I sit down with these coaches every week, I feel like I learn so much more about the sport. So I am happy to ask any questions that any of our listeners have, or any of the fans that they want to know more while they're sitting there watching. I am happy to ask that. So pass them along, tweet at me, you can send me a direct message, text us here on the text line 402-413-2400. But yeah, happy to have those questions and pass them along as well. And that is our Woodhouse Auto Family hotline. Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner with 20 brands and 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. All right, coming up next, We're going to talk some Husker soccer, the Big Ten champs. They're back at home this Sunday as they kick off the Big Ten tournament, the first round, the quarterfinals against Ohio State at 1 o'clock. Sadie Waite, the sophomore midfielder, big part of the success this season. So we're going to sit down with her. Great conversation. So keep it here on Sports Nightly.
Hey Husker fans, Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience. The best and largest selection of apparel for the whole family. Adidas, Champion, Columbia, plus gifts, accessories, and all of your tailgating needs. UNL students, faculty, and military always receive a 10% off in-store, and you can earn cash back with Hall Pass rewards. Shop their downtown Lincoln or South Point Pavilion locations or anytime at alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Husker fans shop.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. October is National Chiropractic Health Month. Regular chiropractic care has been a game changer for me, both during my career and still today. It's the recommended first treatment for chronic lower back pain over prescription opioids. It's natural, drug-free, and safe for all ages. Discover the difference of chiropractic care. Relieve, restore, resume your life. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Just go to newnordicusa.com or visit Walgreens or Amazon to purchase. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at newnordicusa.com.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For 47 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been family owned and operated. We'll treat you like family and focus on providing you the best buying experience possible. Visit us in Fremont to shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer. And if you need a commercial vehicle, we're your GMC Business Elite dealer. Shop at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Woodhouse Nissan offers a convenient and streamlined way to purchase your next vehicle from home. Browse our full lineup online and have your test drive delivered to you. Lease a 2024 Nissan Altima SR for $369 a month for 36 months and 10,000 miles per year. With approved credit, tax, title, and license extra. $4,000 down plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Discounted price based on a sale price of $33,482. $500 NMAC loyalty rebate available towards deal. VIN number RN310868. Offer expires October 31st, 2023. See dealer for details.
There's no community like a Cenex community. And that's why every Cenex store is so proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. Your local Cenex doesn't just work in your town, it lives there. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
There's room at the table and more dollars to every acre by incorporating value-added grain into your operation with Central Valley Ag. From white corn to blue corn to organics, find the right fit for your operation. Now, for a limited time, enter to win a $10,000 bonus when you contract a minimum of 50,000 bushels of value-added grain. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Pig 5 fans. The prize for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Pig 5 quick pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1 and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Pig 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Well, an exciting weekend over the weekend for Nebraska soccer, an exciting weekend coming up as the Huskers clinched a share of the Big Ten title and will now host the first round of the Big Ten tournament coming up on Sunday. And here to talk with us about it is Sadie Waite, a sophomore. Thank you so much. Congratulations, man. How exciting was that on Sunday? And the day after your birthday, right?
Yes, it was a great birthday present. My parents came all the way down, too, to celebrate it a little bit. But, yeah, it was quite the exciting game for us.
All the way from Canada?
Yes.
They drove down all the way from, or flew down from Canada?
Yeah, they drove. It was only 8 hours, so they made the drive. Yep.
That's awesome. Is that the first time they've been able to see you guys this year?
They've come quite a bit, actually. Yeah, they've been the parent group that we have on the team is amazing, too. So they've made a couple trips down so far.
That's awesome. Well, take me through, because immediately when the game ended, you guys were all celebrating. Did you know what was happening, what was unfolding? Because Penn State ended up tying, right, which is what allowed for you guys to move up and be the co-champs. So did y'all knew what was going on?
Yeah, so when we were at halftime, John came in and he never talks about kind of like stats and scores and where we are with everything, but he said they're tied 0-0 right now, and which is, like you said, what we needed. And so he's like, just finish the game off strong. And then he kind of forgot about it, obviously, just being in the game and everything. But then our whole team sprinted out on the field and started screaming, and all the parents too. So I think that's when we kind of knew that we clinched it. Yeah,
that gives me chills. You know, this team has been so driven and focused all year long, and I know it was a goal of yours, of the team. So how special was it when it actually comes to fruition?
Yeah, we all came back kind of early in the summer, and that was like immediately one of the goals that we set for ourselves was to win the Big Ten conference, and just kind of putting all that work in our team, and the older girls, younger girls, like everyone has the same goals. So finally to get all that hard work paid off, it was an awesome feeling.
Not easy to win a conference title, and you guys won your last 6. Also, what's been the reaction? How neat has that been to see Husker Nation and all the excitement around here in Lincoln?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I said, like just not knowing the school and then coming down here, like the fans are amazing, just supporting every single sport. And yeah, it was just so cool to get all like kind of texts from all the different teams and everything. It was a really cool feeling.
You know, from the start of the season, had a feeling that this could be a special year for this team, but even closing out, winning those last 6, what went into the final stretch to close out as strong as you guys did?
Yeah, I think our team, like, I don't think we lost any players actually from last year. We have like a 5th year, and then the team stayed the same. So we really just wanted to kind of push ourselves and keep that goal going for the years that we've had for the hard work. So yeah, it was a really big deal for us.
That's awesome. Well, you are from Canada and played with Flo. Flo was on the show a couple weeks ago. Tell us about your journey here all the way from Canada.
Yeah, so I started playing with Flo when I was in grade 9. She was in grade 10. We're in the same, it's called the Ontario Rex program. So we kind of both had to move away at a young age to Toronto, Ontario. And then just with that team, it was we worked with the national program a little bit and the provincial program. And then some scouts from the States would come down as well. And then, yeah, just playing with her has been super awesome. And to continue that journey together is pretty cool.
How much did she help recruit you?
A lot. Yeah. She really kind of sold me on it, I think. And obviously the coaches being Canadian as well was a really big deal for me. And Nebraska feels like home to me now. So yeah, it was a really, really cool feeling to commit here.
So it's one thing to, have a friend that plays here that's telling you one thing, but what was it that sold you on wanting to play your college career here?
Yeah, again, it was the coaches for sure. That was a really big part of it. And then it was COVID time kind of during my recruiting process. So when I came down here, I was already actually committed. I had never seen Nebraska or been here. But when I came down, the football team was playing Michigan, and we got to tour all of the facilities here and everything, and just seeing the crowd and the fans and everyone, it just made me feel right at home, and I knew I had made the right decision to come here.
That's amazing. Well, you guys lead the Big Ten in goals scored, assists, shots on goals, almost every offensive statistic, and then also in the nation as well, top 5, top 10, and just about all of those statistics too. What has gone into the offensive explosion this year? And Eleanor Dell, I know, is a big part of that as well.
Yeah, Ella's an amazing part of that. Yeah, I think we just kind of we have so much talent all around the field, and then we just kind of focused on, with all over the summer, getting those attacking reps in, and then having Elle finish anytime you get the ball to her is really making a big difference for our team.
It's going to be a lot of fun, too, and that's what Flo was saying, too, when you have the kinds of scorers that you have. I mean, even Sarah Weber, and you can't really take away, if you're an opposing team, you can't focus on one of those.
Exactly.
So how exciting is that to watch them do what they do?
It's so amazing to play with. Just being around the amazing group that we have and all the talent, it's just so cool. Like, just knowing that anyone on our team is just going to make such a big impact. And like you said, I don't know how teams would be able to mark it. So yeah, hopefully we'll continue to exploit that a little bit in the postseason.
So Eleanor Dale has 23 goals scored, leads the country, and she's in the conversation to be National Player of the Year. So as her teammate, give me a sell. Why is she the best player in the country?
I just can't even go on to how many reasons. She is one of the hardest working players that I've met, and just coming in from last year, nothing has changed for her. She's just such a driven player, and she has these goals that she set towards, and she obviously, scoring all those goals is amazing, but she's such an amazing teammate to the rest of the group as well, and a great leader. So it's so amazing, and she really deserves it.
You have a great perspective of watching it all unfold, right? Because you're a midfielder. What is your perspective of what she's been able to do this season?
I honestly think anytime the ball gets to her, she is just somehow finds a way to get it into the net. We joke with her that her signature goal this year is on the ground and kind of a sliding to get it in the net. But anytime that you cross the ball, put it on the ground, in the air, she's just so determined to get it in.
You just, as a team, and we've had a few of you guys come in here since the summer, and just seems so close and so tight-knit. How important has that been to the success of the team this year, just the chemistry that you all have?
Yeah, it's a real game changer. Even knowing different girls that are across the NCAA on different soccer teams, they've all told me that no one's culture is kind of what we have here. And again, that's another team goal that we had, was to create a really close group and a great team culture going into any parts of the season. And just, I think it really puts us above different teams, having that connection on the field, but also off the field. We spend every second together, and being able to connect and enjoy each other is a really big deal for us.
Yeah, it's one thing to say that and to want to do that. Everybody wants to do that. So how have you guys gone about that?
I honestly think it was just the way that they recruit also, I think, plays a big part of it, that they're not just kind of looking for the soccer side of it. I think it's very similar. We all have different personalities, but it's a very similar group in a sense of good values, and we all just kind of want the same thing. So I think that was a really big part of it. But yeah, I think we just click on and off the field.
So then, to know how close you are, I mean, how awesome was it to get to celebrate with a team like that you are so close?
Yeah, it was amazing. We had the "We Are the Champion" song going on the bus after the game. Yeah, it's really amazing to see all of the hard work that every single person has put into this goal, and now to see it come together. It's just, we can now celebrate each other because every single person has done so much to contribute.
So that was one goal, though, and that's the key here is that while that was one of the goals, you're not done yet. So what was the conversation immediately? Hey, we're going to celebrate it, but we still have work to do.
Yeah, John joked right after the game when we were done, is just like, well, we'll be watching film on Tuesday, and that's what we did. So yeah, we just started kind of switching right off because we had, I think it's like 12 team goals, and that was one of them that we checked off, and now we're just looking forward. And even today, our practice, we just kind of reset and focused on Ohio State and how we can kind of beat them now. Yeah.
How much does it give you confidence, though, moving forward into the postseason, knowing what you were able to do, closing it out with the Big Ten title?
Yeah, it's a huge confidence boost having, I think you said it was 6 games going into it of our winning streak. It was just, it's a really good feeling to kind of see that we have that flow. And I know a couple of the games were shutout games, and that's kind of another big goal of ours, was on the defensive end to kind of seal all that up, and then to have that go into the past couple games as well has been a big deal. So.
I also got to ask you to brag on your goalie, because she's the intern of ours, former intern of ours. Tammy had multiple shutouts during that stretch, too. How good has she been for you guys?
Amazing. So solid back there. Yeah, like we work every single day with our defense and our goalie working together, and they put so much hard work into it, and Sammy's just been amazing back there. Yeah.
So you've already played Ohio State, beat them back in September, won 1-0. Tell us about them as a team. Are they different than how you faced them the first time? How are you guys different? What are we looking for in the matchup if we're fans going to watch it or watch it on TV? How should we look at this matchup?
Yeah, obviously they're a really strong team. Any team in the Big Ten is amazing, but Ohio State has a very strong team. They're very physical and offensive, and I think you can say we have a little bit of a rivalry with them, because last year we also played them, I think the exact same situation, quarterfinals at home. So I think we definitely have, both teams are really passionate about the game and great coaches and everything. So I think we're just ready for a very competitive physical game on Sunday.
Yeah, and that atmosphere a year ago is what a lot of the players that were on that team, Coach John has talked about as well, that atmosphere that Husker fans provided. I know it's going to be a little chilly on Sunday, but how important was that last year, and will it be again this year?
Oh, it's such a game changer, especially right as like last year when we got that home seed, because we weren't so sure at last season, but this season, like knowing that we have their support, every tackle that we make, having the fans explode, that really does get us fired up, like on the bench, on the field, and it just puts them in a different mindset and us in a better one. So it's a massive deal for us.
You were telling me a chance of snow. I'm not really a weather expert around here, but you're saying chance of snow. You're used to that, though, right?
Yes.
You played in some cold weather games up there in Canada.
Yeah, there's many practices. We had to shovel the turf fields to make sure we could get some reps in. So, yeah, I think a couple of us, we have some Minnesota as well, so I think the Northerners will be okay.
It's going to feel like home for you, like a home game. But, going into this stretch, and it's one game at a time, I know that, but, how important, what's the goal for this team in the tournament as you again move forward, and you guys are you've clinched an NCAA tournament berth, but how important is a good showing in the Big Ten tournament leading into that NCAA tournament?
Yeah, like you said, focusing on game by game, like we really just want to perform here and then kind of look forward to the next ones, but having a good showing, we just really want to continue this momentum that we have, and I think we're all in a good headspace right now going into it, so I think we just want to continue that and keep looking forward. Yep.
You have any secrets for people that are bundling up to stay warm out there?
Well, maybe some heating pads, if you can get some to maybe put them in mitts or something like that.
Maybe they'll be giving away hot chocolate. They'll have hot chocolate there at the concession stand. But again, get out there and watch Nebraska soccer, the Big Ten champs, as they begin their postseason run in the Big Ten tournament on Sunday against Ohio State, 1 o'clock out at Hibner. Tickets are on sale, huskers.com/tickets to get those and get on out and support these Huskers. They've been fantastic all season, and now, hey, it's just beginning, right?
Yes, for sure.
Sadie, Waite, appreciate your time. Great stuff, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
All right, we got to step aside for a break here on Sports Nightly. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Other irrigation companies are finally discovering what T&L Irrigation is known for decades. Continuous movement is the best way to irrigate. While they'll have you pay for complicated upgrades to get steady, even water application with their high-voltage electric systems, all T&L Irrigation pivots and linears are propelled safely and smoothly by powerful hydrostatic drive. Continuous movement isn't new, it's the T&L standard. Don't get talked into a reinvented wheel. Pick the proven original. Call your T&L Irrigation dealer today or visit TLIRR.com. T&L, like no other.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Maybe your hometown celebrates long-standing Swiss traditions. Cow chip throwing. Or even classic car muscle. Everyone has a hometown, and every hometown has a festival. Cenex wants to hear about yours. That's why we're launching the Hometown Throwdown. Tell us about your fest, and it could win $100,000. Learn more at CenexHometownThrowdown.com. Cenex, powered locally.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Hey Husker fans, it's Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. As we get ready to celebrate 1890's one-year anniversary, I'm proud to say the 1890 Initiative now represents 150 Husker student athletes in 9 sports. And with your help, we can keep 1890 going strong, helping student athletes get the most from their name, image, and likeness, and preparing them for life after college. Visit 1890nebraska.com to learn more about NIL and 1890 and contribute today.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network broadcast. Center sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. How great was Sadie? I so enjoyed that conversation. This soccer team has been great. We've been talking about how good they've been since the start. They had a great start, finished out non-conference, and they go into Big Ten play, and then they finish out strong. They're something special. I saw they were up to, I think, 15 and 19 in a couple of different polls, and the top 16 get to host. And so if they continue to win a couple more here, I know that I think Nebraska's put in to be able to host that first round as well. Sometimes it doesn't always work out with certain teams, depending on maybe they don't have the staff or it doesn't work out at the stadium, and so maybe it would fall a couple different places, but they're top 16 and you want to host, you get that opportunity. So certainly a good opportunity, good chance for Nebraska soccer to be home for a couple more times this postseason. But I've said it multiple times, but I've sat down with several players and they all go back to the atmosphere that they had against Ohio State last year in the Big Ten tournament. And that's when they started really putting some things together too, and we're one of the first 4 out of the postseason. So I know it's going to be chilly and cold, but if you can get out there and brave the weather, it certainly helps this team. And I think they could really go on a special run. So again, 1 o'clock on Sunday out at Hibner, and you can get your tickets online now. Also had a text on the text line. I'm a band parent and didn't know about the pregame live stream. Awesome. Also, I texted the volleyball scores to my cymbal player daughter and the whole drum line while they waited to perform. You could see the extra kick of energy as they came onto the field once they knew the volleyball team won. Yeah, I mean, you heard Jordan talking about that in the Dig episode this week about, you know, she's been gone, and so for her to come back and see how much even more the community is just so bought in and how special that atmosphere was. And everybody, even if you weren't there, everybody was paying attention to it. So certainly was special. Yeah, but the pregame live stream is an hour leading up to the tunnel walk. So you can watch all those festivities that take place leading up to kickoff here during home games. We also do it on the road as well, so you can check out warm-ups and stuff. But if you want to see the band and all of those festivities, we do it every single home game on Facebook and on our YouTube stream. All right, that's going to do it here for this couple of hours of sports Sports Nightly, this Wednesday night edition. We had the athletic director show. If you missed that, I've got that posted on the podcast platforms. Thanks to David and Camden for helping us out. And we're back with a Coach Cook show tomorrow. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Pick 5 fans. The prize for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Pick 5 Quick Pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1 and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. October is National Chiropractic Health Month. Regular chiropractic care has been a game changer for me, both during my career and still today. It's the recommended first treatment for chronic lower back pain over prescription opioids. It's natural, drug-free, and safe for all ages. Discover the difference of chiropractic care. Relieve, restore, resume your life. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made